Hello, welcome back to M Angel Says. My name is M Angel and I'm reviewing Bachelor, the Bachelor, episode 8 of Colton's season. Let's talk about it. This was the hometown episode. Fun, fun, fun. We started off with a shower scene. Why? I've talked about this before. Stop showing this average man in the shower. It's just weird. Of course, it's subjective. There's probably a lot of people swooning over those scenes, but even so, it's not necessary. We start off with Kaylin's hometown in Virginia. I thought she was Miss North Carolina, so how did that happen? I don't know, maybe she was living there at the time. I grew up in Maryland, it's right next to Virginia, so it reminds me of home. They had a very cute date. She was all bubbly and cute and happy. Ice cream in the face was very clever. Oh, you can smell the ice cream. Boom. That was cute. I really don't know if she loves him though. I'm sorry. As she was showing him around, even in that carriage, she kept looking at the places and not looking at him. I don't know, maybe it means nothing, but personally, I wouldn't be looking at the landscape that I know. It's like, this is my home. I would be looking at the person. I would want to see their reaction, seeing all these places that I grew up in. You know, I would make eye contact. I would be like, oh, over there is where this happened, da da da. Felt more like a tour that she's giving some random person and not someone she really cares about. She has such an American family, fashionably challenged, as a lot are. But, you know, they're nice looking people. Papa Kaylin is so protective. I love it. He was just watching them all the time. Just like, what are they doing? What are they up to? What's going on? So cute. I love that. So concerned. And he kind of has the face, or the eyes rather. Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo. Yes, he has a Ruffalo-esque look to him. I love it. When Kaylin talks to her sister and talks about how she feels about Colton, her sister's like, I don't believe you. She calls her on her BS. Loved it. Yes, thank you, sister. She's like, something's off here. Family, man, they can tell things that we can't or we don't want to. It's funny. Oh my God, Colton opens up to Mama about trials and tribulations that they've gone through. Really though? That's not a relationship trial and tribulation you've gone through. N'importe quoi. Gossip about the girl you're seeing, maybe not seeing you for the right reasons. That's not a relationship trial. That's just like, I don't know, trifling. Am I wrong? I don't know. What do you think? Kaylin had the sweetest talk with her dad. Honestly, again, I don't know if she's been broken by her experience, but she has a very tough time connecting to her emotions. They come out of her mouth, but the feeling isn't completely there. It's really crazy. Am I the only one who sees it? There's a disconnect inside of her. But Daddy was feeling all the feels, and he said that she was the one thing he did right, and that was so... I had tears. I was like, where's Kaylin's tears? But Daddy can tell that this isn't real. There's something missing. Colton asked Kaylin's dad for her hand if ever it came to that point. Dad, he questioned how ready they both are. Parents, always questioning these things. Marriage is so important. Marriage is so blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, if you spend a lot of money on it, I guess, but... I don't know. Am I the only one out here who's like, whatever, marriage? I guess because I see so many of them fail. It's like you can't predict what will be a success and what will be a failure in life. I'm in a place where I just don't think that relationships are not worth it just because they don't last forever. You know what I mean? Let me rephrase that. I believe a relationship is worth experiencing no matter how long it is. It is a beautiful adventure. It's a beautiful experience. You learn a lot about yourself through it. You gain a lot. Maybe that's just my belief system that allows me to see it that way and not regret any relationship, be it 2 weeks or 10 years, you know? I guess I really question whether or not you are capable of really growing with somebody forever. I guess after my 10-year relationship, I noticed how much growing I did in some aspects, but how much I was stunted or did not evolve in many other aspects of my life because I was in a relationship and I wasn't focused on me, I was focused on us, you know? So it's very important to go into a relationship already knowing who you are pretty much. But that's the thing, we never know who we fully are. We're always evolving, we're always growing, we're always maturing and changing, and it's always a transformation. That's life. So I don't know if it's reasonable to ask somebody to love somebody as they are in a point in time and as you are in that point in time and keep it like that forever. It doesn't make sense. People change and they should be allowed to change and then go their separate ways, no? Kaylin says that she's in love and she managed to show her family that this is real. Did I miss some footage? Because nobody believed her. Girl, what? You must have misunderstood. But you can tell Colton really wants this to be true, but it's not. Next. Woo! Birmingham, Alabama. I had no idea Hannah G was from Alabama. OMG, look at this. Wife and husband. Perfection. She takes him to a Southern gentleman class of etiquette. Honestly, can we have like this course for everybody? I feel like etiquette, manners, is something desperately missing in today's climate of free for all. And people are out here disrespecting people like it's water, like it's easy, like it's allowed. No. What is this, Sodom and Gomorrah? Can we have a little bit of order around here, please? Can people like answer text messages? Can people like tell you when they want to cancel on a date instead of standing you up? Can people like mention that they're dating multiple people at the same time? Can people like be honest and communicative and respectful and like present with you and like polite and things? Rant over. All I'm saying is that this etiquette is passe. However, manners, yes. That is a course I think should be mandatory in all schools. The whole book on the head thing, that is the stiffest walk. I like a guy with swag. And to have swag, you have to move, you have to walk, you have to dance almost when you're walking. That to me is the hottest thing. A guy who walks like a stiff robot, ew, I don't want you in my life. It's unattractive. I recently dated a guy who was like SpongeBob SquarePants driving his car. Just a straight arrow. And then a guy right before him who was like leaning, comfortable, driving the car like it was an extension of him. He was less attractive than the second guy, but more attractive because of his swag. Just saying, swag is important. Book on the head won't teach you swag. Dance will. So yes, he learns to balance a book on his head, to pull out a chair, to use a napkin properly, how to eat bread. I love he's like, who has time to pull apart and nibble it a bite of a bread at a time? Ain't nobody got time for that. And I agree with you, Colton. This some ridiculousness. It's a custom, I guess. But I don't think that there's a proper way to eat bread. I think it's a cultural way of eating bread, the Southern culture way. But there are cultures all over the world. So eat the bread how you want to eat the bread, honey, is all I'm saying. As long as you cannot look like Beast eating porridge in front of Belle in Beauty and the Beast. See, that's how I feel I eat. That's why I cannot eat on a date. What about you? Can you like go on a date, a dinner date with somebody that you don't even know? It has to be like 10 dates in for me to eat comfortably because I like stuff my mouth and I look like Beast. Oh my God, when this woman gave this whole metaphor about Hannah's parents holding an umbrella for her and protecting her whole life, and now it's important them to pass that umbrella on to you. All I could think of was the episode in Friends. Be your own wind keeper, Rachel. Be your own umbrella keeper, Hannah. What in the holy Babylon of Moses ish is this? Not in my life are you gonna say such nonsense to me. My parents' job is to raise me to learn to hold my own umbrella, okay? That's what they're supposed to teach me. And what they're also supposed to teach me is to look out for people who are holding their own umbrella or who expect other people to hold their umbrellas, who don't have umbrellas, who are out there free, or who are there holding everybody's umbrella but their own. Those are the people you want to look out for. You want to hold your own umbrella, take care of yourself, be secure, be strong, be full, be complete, be solid, and look for someone who will be right next to you, have his arm around you, and hold his own umbrella so you both can be dry. That's the metaphor you should be teaching people. None of this nonsense. Oh, I was repulsed by it. Girl, what the fudge you think this is? The madam's final advice was the best advice. She said, just be yourself. Clearly you're a great guy. You make Hannah smile. You guys are cute together. Yes. Hallelujah. Yes, exactly. Amen. Let's leave it there. I gotta say though, I don't know about you, but a lot of these etiquette techniques, I guess manners, are really attractive. I feel a certain way when a guy takes the time to open a door for me, be it a restaurant door or a car door. I think it's really sweet. When he holds your hand or helps you get over ice, make sure you don't fall and slip and break your face. When he texts you to make sure you got home safe if you guys left separately or stuff like that, or offers to take you home if he has a car. Little things, they actually feel really good. Offers to pay for your drink. I don't mind that either. Here's another thing that I just want to give as advice for People out there receiving people in their homes for maybe a hookup situation, or even if it's just to hang out. Please, A, offer your guests a drink. Men, what is it out there with all these men inviting me to their place? Maybe I'm giving away way too much information. Who don't even think to offer me like juice, even water, like, hello, like, oh yeah, you're a human being. Would you like some water? If you spend the night somewhere, are you hungry? Would you like something to eat? You have a guest, be our guest. You know, be the chandelier or candelabra. What is it? Candlestick? Be the candlestick, be the clock, man. Take care of your guests. Offer them food and drink and bare necessities, warmth. Make sure that they're okay. Are you too hot? Are you too cold? Are you comfortable? Do you need more blankets, pillows? These are things I would do. I don't understand why other people don't do it naturally, organically. So much selfishness, my gosh. I don't know. I feel like maybe girls are just raised to take care of people, but men should be raised to take care of people too, because we're all people. So it shouldn't matter what your gender is. You should know how to be hospitable. Parentheses closed. It's The Bachelor. I'm teaching y'all bachelors and bachelorettes how to behave out there. It makes a difference, and I'm not the only one. All of my friends, all the people I know care about this stuff. Maybe people don't talk about it enough, but it still matters in 2019. And you know, the secret is when you feel comfortable, when somebody shows you you are valuable, you want to show them that they are valuable to you. You open up emotionally. You open up physically. You're a lot more comfortable. Your walls come down. It's like magic. And it's so simple. It's so simple. You're welcome. Watching Colton learn etiquette, though, was like watching Chris Pratt as Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy try to be a person. It was so funny and awkward. Colton meets his in-laws. Oh my gosh. He's so happy. Everyone is so warm and welcoming. You can just tell. He's home. This is it. This is it. This is the real deal. The editing tried to make it seem like there was some mama drama, but I could see right through that. No, there isn't. You guys are trying. The cousins ask Hannah if him being a virgin is a problem at all, and Hannah's like, no, that's part of who he is. If we go to fantasy suites, we don't have to do anything. Like, she's really cool about it. She's so, like, confident about what they have. I love it. Her dad is the cutest little man. He asks, like, what are your intentions with my daughter? So cute. Aw, daddy. I think you know what his intentions are. Hannah's mama is the sweetest. She's such a mama. She wants her little baby girl to not get hurt, and she's very protective of her. Hannah's eyes when she talks about Colton are so genuine. She truly is falling in love with him, and there's a depth in it in her face when she talks about how she feels. She doesn't emote easily. She's not a very surface feeling person, but you can tell it's there. Colton may be more expressive, but Hannah has feelings. Colton asks Papa for his blessing. Papa says yes. Oh, see how easily everything flows. Can't believe the way we flow, oh no. It was so cute when her mama was telling her to listen to her guide. It reminded me of me and my mother. She's always telling me to listen to my guide, my inner being, my angels. I love it. She was like, you go get it, girl. Oh, mama, I love you. I love her mama so much. I love it when she said that she was falling in love with him. His grin was so big. His ears lifted. He was so happy. He's so genuinely happy. And of course, he says it back. I mean, he doesn't. They don't need to. We know. Love. Love. This is what it looks like. My heart soars with the birds of the whatever Michael Scott says when I see these two together. Can we just end it here? Do we have to see the other dates? Like, this is it. Next, we go to Santa Ana, California to see Tayshia's family. Tayshia has a bird box challenge for him. Oh my goodness. She blindfolds him and takes him on a car. She's like, trust me, trust me. And she drives on a bump or something, and Colton gets swung into the door and his head hits the car door. To me, all of this is bad omen. You know, he's uncomfortable. They have a first fight in the car. He's yelling at her. Like, where are you taking me? What's going on? Is this our first fight? Oh my God. If there's already this kind of, even if it's playful friction, this kind of like, it's not easy flowing. There's like effort going on here to be crazy and adventurous and wild and different. Je ne sais pas. It's just like that. For me, that was a sign. So she kidnaps him and takes him skydiving. What the he says, is this revenge for the bungee jumping? How is it revenge if she has to do it too? It would be revenge if you had to do it and then she didn't jump out the plane. But the fact that she jumped too, It's not revenge. She clearly had a taste for the thrill. You know what? I want more of this in my life. I've expressed how I feel about heights in the bungee jumping episode. I will not go back on it. You will never catch me in this situation. You will catch me outside on the floor. I love this shot because Colton is dead inside and Tayshia's on a date. Just looking at the image is giving me the shakes. Colton's prayer before jumping out of the plane. Please, Lord, I have so much experience. Don't let me die a virgin. I don't know what it's like, but apparently I'm missing out. Cute. Funny editing. Hey, he asked for an adventurous woman. He got an adventurous woman. They have this whole speech about falling in love. Literally, how fitting they fell out of a plane and into love. Well, okay, that's great. I don't know. The feelings didn't feel deep. They were there, not deep. Not matching the words they were using. It's more like a, I really care about you situation and I have a lot of feelings about you, for you, whatever. Not a falling in love, not like Hannah. Well, maybe with Hannah it's just like I am in love. Like different. So funny. Tayshia's family, like her brothers, look like my brothers. I saw Maxie and Marco. My brothers, there they are. It's so funny. Colton meeting the dad was very kind of dry. It was like a handshake and kind of serious. Oof, it was a dry approach. You could tell that Colton was immediately intimidated. And then the mother was trying to be extra warm, I think to compensate for her husband's dryness. I love the shot of her little brother sipping on that juice. I feel like it sums up the whole evening. The energy is just off. And look at that little picture of his angelic face in the background. I'm telling you, he looks just like a version of my little brother. And we also have pictures of him like that in our house. When each of them were taken away by a parent, the energy was low. Can I talk to you for a second? Sure. Can I talk to you for a second? Yeah, of course. Oof, oof. I agree that Tayshia likes him. She tells her mom about him, but her love isn't deep and bubbly. It's just like, yeah, I really like him. Colton kind of trips over his words when he tells the dad, I'm falling in love with your daughter. And daddy, you know, grills him, asks him the hard questions, really analyzes the words coming out of his mouth. He's like, you're using words I don't think that you mean. Be careful what you say. It's not just that he's intimidated. That's why he's tripping over his words. I think he doesn't fully believe his words. And he doesn't acknowledge that he doesn't fully believe them. Maybe he wants to believe them. Papa Tayshia is intense. You could tell Colton was mustering up the courage and the strength to ask for her hand because he was like, as a man, I'm asking you. Like, it was a lot of effort. He was like psyching himself up to ask him. It wasn't like a comfortable conversation. And I think that that's already pretty telling. It's pretty indicative of where you are in this relationship. The dad basically says, not yet. I can't say yes to this. It's just things are not flowing naturally and easily between these two. All superfluous interpretations. None of this matters. We're just talking. Don't worry. Don't take me so seriously. The brother talks to Colton and gives a very good summation of the situation. How all of this got real quick. Like they didn't realize it was this serious until they stepped into the house together with cameras and everything. Then I guess the father panics. I love the brothers like federal law enforcement trying to be FBI. Yeah. Oh my God. I didn't know real people did that stuff. You know, it just seems like not a job. You get snatched from, I don't know, a family in the woods and all of a sudden you're an agent. That's how I imagine they're trained. Dada asks Tayshia if he proposes, would she say yes? And she says she would. Okay, but she hesitated. It took her a while to get there. I feel like she said yes because the cameras were on her. What she wanted to say was, I don't know. I love how the dad said you don't microwave a relationship. And honestly, that is such a good question and a great topic. Does a relationship need time to develop? I've been thinking about this a lot because I've had encounters that lasted, a week, that were way more intense than some of the relationships I've had in my life with people for months, years even. And there's something about bonding with someone. I don't feel like it's something you have to work on. I mean, that's my belief now based on what I've experienced. When you have to develop a bond with someone, I mean, there are things that you learn to do with someone. You know, you might click 100% and you might be really right for each other, but you have to learn to live together or to build a future together. Sure, there's little things like that. Like, okay, I like the toilet seat down when I come in the bathroom, or let's not leave socks on the floor, whatever, minor details. Some people talk about work in a relationship in a way that's like, well, if you have to work at your relationship, I don't know that you should be in it. Am I being naive to think that? I just think that you can meet on day one and be just meant to be like two puzzle pieces. You fit together or you don't. And maybe you can spend years getting to know someone and you think you're ready for marriage. Been there. And you're not. You're not actually really fit. You don't fit together. You were the wrong puzzle pieces that looked like you were together, but you kind of forced it to fit until it was hurting both pieces and it pops. We took the time, but it didn't change anything. I don't know if time is the most important factor is what I'm saying. But two people who aren't meant to be together for a very long time, I don't think it's going to magically become a great marriage or couple. I've seen a lot firsthand, okay? There are so many unhappy couples and like married people that I know in my personal life who've been together for decades and they are not happy, but they stick together because that's convention. That's what we are taught. You get into a marriage for life. It's a death sentence, right? But I do know the rare couples that got together easily and are still together and are still happy. And that is... it's a beautiful, beautiful phenomenon. It's like a flash in a pan. It's like, wow, that can happen. And when they talk about work that they've had in their relationship, it was never about working on their love for each other or stuff like that. It was more like at a certain point, they kind of wanted to do different things with their lives, but one person had to compromise. But then they're happy that they did because they gained in this experience and that. And, you know, they went on this journey of life together and let it take them where it took them. And they were just well suited for each other to be the kind of people that would know who's gonna compromise when, move the relationship forward. See what I did there? I don't know, it's a topic of conversation that is very interesting to me that I'm still thinking about that I would love to talk to you about. What do you think? Comment section. Please, let's dive into this. Because I don't have the answers. I'm out here guessing like most of us. But what I want to believe is that when I meet the right person, it will be effortless like Hannah and Colton. It won't require time. I'll know, and he'll know. So the parents are talking to them. Look at their body language. It's kind of stiff. What is this very low couch? My goodness, it seems uncomfortable. And then how they relax and their body language changes. Once the dad gives his blessing to Colton. Yay, you can get married if you want to, whatever. The relief. Look at that hug. He's like, thank you. I love how Colton kept kissing her every time he had to leave. He's like, one more, one more, one more, one more. That's the kind of thing that drives a girl like me insane. You're like dancing in the rain. He kisses me and he can't stop kissing me. He can't get enough of me. It makes me so, so happy. I love it. Oh, see, those are the things that give you the feels. What about you? Bow chicka bow wow. Huntington Beach, California's about to get a little hotter. These two, just a lot of physical chemistry. I don't know if there's anything else. No wonder she's so soft. She's from a beach city. Now it makes all the sense in the world. She's like Heather, like light and fluffy because they come from a happy, chill home environment. That's the kind of partner you want. If their in-laws are at the beach, hello, that's what I'm looking for. Don't you worry, I'm working on it. Even though technically my dad comes from a beach city, town, village in France, but it's in Normandy, for those who know. Cold. They get on the surfboard. Yep, she teaches him how to surf. Fun. It's like, I thought it would be like snowboarding, but apparently it's not. It looks like it requires a lot of balance. As a person who trips walking, this is something would be very difficult for me. Colton was planking. So cute. They look matchy-matchy. And no, not like siblings. Like, if you had a biology book with two human beings, you know, a man and woman bodies, these are the two prototypes that they would use. You know, it's like, this is a prototypical man. This is a prototypical woman. When Colton tells her, I'm still trying to figure out where you're at, when they have a little conversation, look at her frowning and like, getting uncomfortable because she doesn't want to tell him the truth, that she's not where he is. And Colton can sense it. He can sense that something's off. She meets her family. My goodness. It was like that episode in Friends when Rachel meets her old friends at the cafe and they're like, ah! There was all this high-pitched squealing. It was like a reunion of rats or mice or something. Her father does not play with that Polish-looking face of his. He's just like, woo, stern papa. I love it. He's like, Colton is a guy. He doesn't say a nice guy, an awesome guy. He's just like, he seems like a guy. A human being. Wow. He observes them like a hawk. Woo. The face that Hannah made when she tells, I think her sister or cousin or whatever, that she's falling in love with him. Really? Are you? Look at this face. Does that look like someone who just said, I'm falling in love with someone? No, you're not. You know you're lying. Her sister is so adorable. And I feel like she's crying because she knows that Hannah is lying. And she's worried that Hannah's lying to herself. She kept saying, I don't want you to settle. I don't want you to feel like you have to do this. That's my interpretation. That's why she's getting upset and worried. Like, why are you doing this? You don't want to, I can tell. You shouldn't marry Colton. You should not marry Colton. Cassie is so dry, faced with her sister's tears. I don't know how she does it. And Cassie doesn't seem like the kind of person who's a dry person. I would be bawling if my sister was bawling. But I cry easily, maybe. I felt like she wasn't getting emotionally swept up because she was thinking, sis, don't cry. I'm not gonna marry him. Don't worry. It's not gonna get that far. I know why I'm in this. I know what I'm doing. Colton tells the mama he's falling in love with Cassie, and I believe him. There's something intense there for him. Even mama believes him. Cassie's dad loves her so much. He becomes like a puddle when she gets all cutesy and childlike and like, you have to trust me. You don't trust me. And he's like, I do trust you, honey. He becomes like from stern dad to, honey, I don't know when I'm going to see you again. I have to ask the hard questions. Oh, look at her using her Barbie doll skills to like get people to weaken and soften. I guess maybe she's so used to turning her dad into soft serve ice cream that she thinks she can do that with all the men in her life, including Colton. But I get it. I get her annoyance because I have been annoyed too when parents or people that are close to me question my judgment and question what I'm doing and all this. And I'm like, A, can I live? B, you're my parents, you raised me. You don't trust me to make my own decisions? And my mom once said, no, I don't trust you to make the right decision. And that hurt me, I think, more than a lot of things she's ever said. Wow, okay. So I'm a failure to you and I can't make my own decisions. So I'm just saying to parents out there, careful how you speak to your kids because your words matter. You should trust your own parenting skills, and if you don't, then do better. What you should teach your kids is to bounce back up after they fall. It's not to avoid the falls, because there are falls in life, but they're lessons. I think parents need to trust their kids to make mistakes sometimes and focus on the recovery, on learning from it and not seeing it as a mistake, but an opportunity. It's probably easier said than done. I don't have kids. I know you must feel something very instinctive, primal, an urge to protect. You'll do things, but self-control, okay? Parents teach us to have self-control. They need to have it too. Put your instincts to protect away and teach me to protect myself. That's what I'm asking. Equip me with the tools to face life. Colton asked for her hand again for the dad's blessing. He says he's not comfortable giving a premature blessing. Ouch. Boom. Eek. I'm sorry, Cassie just sounds like a child. I don't think she's ready for a commitment, for Colton. She's not where he is. She still has a lot of growing up to do and figuring herself out to do. And she didn't say, I love you. So he leaves without a love proclamation and without a blessing. I mean, that's none of the things he wanted. He asked her, how does she feel after all these conversations? She hems, she haws, she mumbles, she acts all cutesy, she makes all these sounds. Basically tells him, I don't want this to be over. That is basically saying, look, I know that what I would say, were I to be honest, will not please you, but I still like you, and I don't want this to end. I want us to keep dating, but I don't want what you want at this moment in time. We get to the rose ceremony. I love Chris escorting the ladies onto the plateau. So cute. But he was way too concentrated and way too rehearsed. Like, relax, Chris. Q asking how they are. How are you doing today? How are you feeling? Good. Walk. Go back. Walk. How are you doing today? Good. Okay. Be a little more human, Chris. Relax. Unless they've had to do the walks like 50 million times. I can understand being tired after some point. I loved Cassie's look, giving me Britney Spears circa the Sometimes music video. Sometimes I run, sometimes I love. Now, going into this, he picked Hannah first. I was like, of course, get that out of the way. The other ones are the question marks. I honestly didn't know where he would go. I was like, he's not going to pick Cassie. He can't. But it wouldn't be a TV show if he didn't pick Cassie. Then I thought maybe Tayshia, because the family dynamic, the energy was a bit awkward, you know? A lot of silences in the shots that they edited to show us. I don't know if that sentence was correct. The shots we were exposed to. The energy wasn't the same as the other homes. But he does have a good thing with Tayshia herself, it seems. He does have a really good thing with Cassie, and he enjoys kissing her a lot, that's for sure. So, I don't know. And then I thought, Kaylin, I didn't see it, but did he? And she said she was all in love. But like I said, I feel like he could tell she was lying. In the end, He eliminates Kaylin. Well, at least Cassie was honest about how she felt, and I think Kaylin is not being truly honest about how she feels. She's telling me what I want to hear. Or I don't know, he saw the family and he had concerns. I would have, but there are certain things that you can't say out loud that I'm thinking, and I'm sure you're thinking too. I'm just saying, you know, people think about these things. These are things that might seem shallow, but they are things we think about, like genetics and all that stuff, and how your baby gonna look. I don't know, just you see the family, you start to think, oh my goodness. I know it's horrible. I know it's horrible. I judge myself for saying it, but I'm sorry. I'm saying what you're thinking, okay? But honestly, I don't, like I said, I think it's more a question of there's too much doubt between them for him to move forward in this relationship. I think also he just enjoys the fun he has with Cassie. So why not have a little bit more of that butterfly sunshineness? You know, it's light, it's candy, it's fun, it's tasty. I did think he'll probably keep Cassie also because she's hard to get. You know, Colton's the kind of guy who wants to be loved, who's got that little bit of insecurity of like, oh, rejection. So it would push him to pursue a girl that doesn't want him. Colton's face when Kaylin's talking about her feelings, how she feels like an idiot for letting herself fall and all that, he seems like he just doesn't believe her, like he does not care. Are you done? That's almost what it looked like he wants to say. I think she's really crying because rejection sucks. No one likes to be rejected. And yes, I do think she liked him. I don't doubt that. When she talks about how she feels like Colton fooled her. The victim again. Lies. Lies. Every time words came out of her mouth and I would look at her and the energy in them, I said lies. I didn't even want to. I want to believe her, but instinctually I don't. I don't know why. Like I said, I don't know. I am not infallible. I could be completely wrong about my interpretation. Because I also know what it's like to start something with someone and you're not sure about them. You're given space and time. You think about your interactions together, you realize how much you actually like this person, and there's a moment where you realize you've been kind of fighting the feelings because you don't want to fall, you don't want to get hurt, you don't want this and that, and you have to accept where you are. You give into the feelings and you let yourself feel and fall in love. And at that point, you're in a different space. So that could have been her case. You know, the time that they spent away from each other during the hometown visits, maybe she spent that time really thinking about it and realizing that she had more feelings for him than she realized that she did. But by the time she realized it, it was too late. That's also what happened to me. Ooh, the girls are ready for some fantasy sweets. It's gonna be very sweet and sweaty. Sweat. Fantasy sweat. Hannah, you little poodle. She's so thirsty. Who knew? Colton's gonna have some. She said, insert a montage of Hannah and Colton making out. And they did with like that feathered edge and everything. Hannah's ready for some fantasy. She's been fantasizing. The ladies are wondering why Colton pulled Chris aside. That is a good question. And then the last thing, the blooper, the outtake, whatever. Hannah rapping. Oh my God. I laughed out loud at this whole sequence. First of all, her rap, so flat. It's just like when Rachel in Friends raps. My name is Mommy and I'm here to say. Terrible. It was cute. It's like you can rhyme. It's not a rap. Her dad gave her a beat. I love him so much. He tried to give her a beat. Like, that was the cutest thing. They are adorable. And he said, word, Daddy-o. You are the cutest little vanilla milkshake in the world. Word. Oh, I love them. And then he said that was bad. And she was like, yeah, that was bad, huh? He was like, no, bad means good. They are so cute. That was a really cute moment. But see, like, Hannah was so serious during the whole thing. This is the kind of thing that I would be bursting out laughing all the time. But I'm a person who laughs a lot. It's probably the Sagittarius side of me. So there you go. Finally done. Predictions, feelings, thoughts. Please let me know. What do you think Colton pulled Chris aside for? Comment section. Did he make the right choice sending Kaylin home? Who would you have sent home in his stead? This was a lot of fun. We had a lot of very fun discussions. And I hope that you are going to also contribute to the discussions that I started. Things that are going through my head. I don't have any of the answers to life. I'm figuring it out just like the rest of us. I'd love to hear from you. So don't hesitate to comment and share your thoughts in the comment section. If you made it this far, you're a trooper, you're awesome, you're amazing. I don't know what you're still doing here, but I thank you for being here. And before you go, I ask you, please like this video and subscribe to M Angel Says if you haven't already. Turn on that notification bell to get informed when the next video drops, because quite a few videos are coming your way, including my travel diaries that I kind of put a pause on editing wise, but I'm getting back to Trey soon, like now. Go check out, because we've got like 3 seasons, yes, seasons of content coming, and I'm still working on season 1 right now, but it's interesting, and a lot more seasons coming your way, because I'm going to do a lot of traveling like this month, next month, and the month after, this year, okay? It's all coming, an avalanche of travel diaries, and yeah, they're more diaries than they are like travel vlogs where I show you a place. You get to see places, but you also get a lot of personal information from moi, mostly of my love life. So if that's stuff that interests you, check it out. I think it's entertaining, and I love sharing my adventures with you. It makes an experience more memorable when you get to share it with someone. Please do head over to Instagram and follow me at @MAngelSays, one word. Also on Facebook and Twitter. Anywhere else? I think Snapchat, but I don't want to use it. So there you go. All the information you need. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Keep believing in love. You're awesome. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. La la la.